Hi, I'm Miss Sanders. You might know me from such things as Math 8, or the teacher in the small classroom in the 8th grade hallway, or the teacher that can melt your soul with her death stare. I'm here to give you a little bit of insight about the Washington, D.C. trip in case you was feeling a bit hesitant at whether or not you want to go. Before we get down to the nitty-gritty about the Washington, D.C. trip and some of the things you might be able to expect on the trip, it's important we go over some critical bus rules.
Please don't use the restroom. I know there's a restroom on the back of the bus, but that's just for decoration. Ain't nobody want to smell your stink on the bus.
Make sure you bring your headphones, because no one wants to hear your music. We've heard Adele, and we don't want to say hello. We are going to say goodbye.
Please don't use your foul language on this DC trip, because I've done it before, and I've suffered the wrath from Miss Howes. I swear there was fire that came out of her eyes.
Make sure you be kind to your roommates, because you're sleeping with them people. You don't want them doing stuff to you, okay?
Also be nice to your tour guides, because use your manners, because they might not be bad at you, and then you're going to be in big trouble with Miss Howes and the rest of your teachers.
Now that you've been made familiar with some of the critical bus rules, it's about time we get on to showing you what you can expect and some of the memorable experiences you'll have while in Washington, D.C. We're still in the parking lot and the children are already whining and complaining because they're hot. This is going to be a long trip.
He calls you grandma.
You should be so lucky.
Austin.
You should be so lucky.
At least I didn't call you a grandma.
Oh, yeah.
You should be so lucky because you're not a grandma.
This is one of these memorable experiences that the children will have with the teachers.
One less kid on the way back. Two less kids on the way back.
I didn't say it.
They probably deserved it.
Cement block and a long piece of rope.
Threats from the teachers are part of the experience. Students will make memorable connections over their love of beef jerky and other bus treats. It's 3:03, and being punctual is part of the life experience the kids will learn. That's a life lesson. They're going to be left. This bus is clearly handicap accessible so that the elderly can get on easily. You gotta defend your bus from trespassers. Get out of here.
Julie, Karina.
We make sure we keep track of all your children at all times by taking attendance. Children will learn valuable problem-solving skills and how to get along with others. Students will get very close to one another and start to violate their boundaries. Students will find the trip restful and relaxing. Students will be excited at the first rest stop to use the bathroom since ours is just for decoration. Students will learn about new wildlife here at the rest stop. We will try to feed the elderly teachers to the wildlife. Students will experience new states and they will get excited. Kids will play fun games that work on coordination. Kids will experiment with food and try to shove it in different orifices. For fun. Sharing is a critical skill learned on this trip. Sometimes teachers get sleepy on the bus.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes during the trip, students will have to go many minutes at a time without a proper feeding, and they start to get a little cranky and delirious. This girl here has resorted to playing with her hair. We are witnessing our first brave soul to go to the bathroom. Say hello.
Kill me, please.
He's very excited about his trip. Go ahead, young man.
Are you going to record this entire thing?
No, I'm not going to record that entire thing. We are witnessing our second and possibly third souls to go to the bathroom. We're having quite the rush on the bathroom right now. This is getting a little bit intense and a little bit questionable. What's going on up there, youngins? You're about to use the bus bathroom. How do you feel about this situation?
Nervous.
Are you scared for any big bumps?
Yes. Finally.
Oh, we've had a successful trip to the bathroom. That's tremendous. We have reached that point in the bus ride when the children start getting restless and bored. They have now tried to cram themselves into the bus bathroom for the fun of it, And we have learned that the maximum occupancy is 4. Students have resorted to building bus forts and trying different hairstyles of one another, particularly the lady folk.
I hit my head.
This reminds me of parachute day in 1st grade.
I like these. I love our new idea. Oh God, I just fell.
Students will have to get up at the crack of dawn each day, which they don't like. So prepare for kids to be cranky and slightly unruly until they get their coffee or other breakfast items. We are on day 2 of our trip, and the children are raring to go and see the Capitol. They are looking forward to lots of walking. Hey, children, stop that! Students will complain all day about the number of stairs they will have to ascend and descend. Being in Washington, D.C. is a lot like being at an amusement park with the lines, except for there aren't any rides. Students will get tired of using their legs over and over today, so they will find any surface to sit on anytime they can. We are having to walk again, and you can see that there is a native bird to the region called a jackwing. Watch out for the traffic furniture, kids. It's dangerous. We are heading to food right now, and the students are still complaining. Also, students have to be aware of the lost tourists. It is a natural instinct for them to stop and freeze right in the middle of the walkway so as predators can't spot them. While at the National Zoo, the trick will actually be on the children who weren't listening because the whole thing is downhill, so that means they will be tricked into exercise when they have to climb all the way back uphill to get back to the bus to be fed again. So now I know why the National Zoo is free. It's because you don't actually get to see the animals. You get cardboard cutouts like you see behind me. This is a public service announcement that when you are viewing the naked mole rat at the National Zoo, although the naked mole rat is naked, you do not need to be naked to view the naked mole rat. Please be mindful of the small children. They don't want to see that. While visiting the White House, kids will want to take 13 or 88 selfies of one another. It's what they do. While taking selfies at the monuments, it might be a bit of a puzzle to figure out which monument your child was taking selfies in front of, since usually there are just herds of people standing around like this.
There's a snake in my seat.
When on the trip, it's important that your group chooses a proper team name. For instance, we're Jackwings. However, Mrs. Holman has made a poor choice of team name, and they are the Naked Mole Rats. Nobody wants to hear her yell naked mole rats at the top of her lungs at memorials such as the Jefferson Memorial. By the second night, you will be so exhausted that you just simply pass out. Nobody told me that. It was nice. Children will refuse to learn while at the educational center. They will instead opt to sit and cuddle with each other in a small wooden booth and text on their phones. While eating, the kids will instead waste lots of their money, well, not their money, their parents' money, on the arcade here at the pizza place that kind of resembles Chuck E. Cheese. Sometimes while you're on the trip, you meet your doppelganger. This is tremendous. And you become friends with him. One of the fun activities the kids will partake in is bowling, and students will build their confidence in their bowling skills. They might find true love in their eHarmony bowling, and they might also find an injury. It's a real roller coaster of emotion here at the bowling alley. After bowling, sometimes you get lucky enough to play bowling shoe Jenga. It's very dangerous. I win! It is day 3, and we are currently waiting to go up in the Washington Monument. It is gray and dreary, so it might not be the best kind of view. Team Jackwing is at the top of the Washington Monument. Oh. As a bonus part of this tour, students get to take part in a demonstration to free Syrians. This is a new experience for us all.
Let's go Syria.
Students will have a hard time entertaining themselves after finishing their meal too quickly, so they often resort to different methods of entertaining themselves, such as hand stacking. It is March 21st during our spring break trip, and it is snowing. Something's wrong with this picture. We're finally back from the Washington, D.C. trip. And I'm proud to say that we only temporarily misplaced 2 children and 1 chaperone. All in all, it was successful.